Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I ended up doing 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories for y'all, and I'm gonna drop one on you today. In the event you happen to like this story, then definitely be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, be sure when you get a chance to check out my website. That's 16dalife.com. That's 16dalife.com. On there, you can get you some Yard Down t-shirts, some 16 to Life t-shirts, Yard Down hoodies, and also I got some Fox t-shirts on there. Just tell me what I owe you and surrender that money. Now, with that being said, let's hop right up into this story right here. Now, I'm going to give y'all two stories today. Like I say, sometimes I don't necessarily have all the information or the background story to make the story complete. But both of these stories take place in the Riverside County Jail. Now, this Riverside County Jail, they have many jails within the Riverside County jail system. This particular story, I was in the city of Riverside. And so the good thing about that is when you're in the city of Riverside and you go into court, you don't have to get up as early as opposed to being like maybe somewhere out in Marietta or down in Blythe where you got to get up early in the morning to make the bus ride down there. So, okay, this story right here, I wake up in the morning, I had to go to court. So now when you come out, you know, the pod is like a big pod that you would probably see on like 60 Days In. You know, a sliding glass door lets you out. You come up against the wall. They put chains around you. They put a big old thick chain around your waist. I would say it's probably about maybe 1.5, 2 inches thick. Then they also run some handcuffs through that, and they lock the handcuffs. So now where your hands are chained at the waist in the handcuffs to the chain that they put around your waist. And then so then they take you downstairs in the elevator and they throw you in a holding tank. Then you may wait up in there for maybe about another hour or so while they're bringing in different people from different areas. And then when it's time to go to court, they'll bring you out, put you up against the wall, and then they'll walk you to the court. Now, in my situation, since I was facing a lot of time, and when I would get put up against the wall, I would also get leg shackles put on. Then they'd walk you down the hall, you turn to right, you go through this long tunnel, and you was actually going underground, and then they take you to the courthouse. They'd put you in another tank over there, and you sit and wait for a while, and then you get called to court. So anyway, like I say, I'm on the elevator, I'm shackled with just my hands around the chains, and I'm shackled. They bring me downstairs. They end up putting me in a holding tank. Now, when you come in the holding tank, you know, of course, they got a lot of dudes up in there. Some dudes is standing on the window, gang banging on you, banging like, "What's up, homie? Where you from?" So I come through there. I let cats know where I'm from. You know, they got 2 long benches on the side. The holding tank is probably, I would say, maybe about 10 feet wide and maybe about 20 feet long, you know. And so they got wooden benches on each side. So I sit down on one of the benches. You know, so like I said, they got dudes on the window, they looking out, because they also got female inmates in there too. So dudes is on the window looking at them and hollering at dudes or whatever. You know, this is early in the morning. Everybody's getting shackled up and thrown in different holding cells or whatever. So maybe I'm in there maybe about 10 minutes or whatever. A dude come through there. Now, when he come through there, it's like 2 or 3 dudes on the window looking out into the hallway. So when he come through there, he obviously knew him. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" So now when he come in, first thing he say is, "Yeah, I got one. Where old boy go?" And so they told him, "Who you talking about?" He said, "Oh boy, they just came through here. They jumped me." He said, "Stand right here in front of me. Stand in front of me real quick." Now, so what he was doing is, it's a trick that some dudes had. Maybe if you was kind of had a little bit of weight on you, kind of, you know, a little stomach, when they would put those, when the sheriffs or the COs would put the chain around your waist, some dudes would be able to push their stomach out. And so they put the chain on their stomach, and then later on, they could suck their stomach in and push the chain that was around their waist down their body and step outside the chain. They'd still be they still have the cuffs on their hand like this, but then they could use that chain as a weapon. And so I guess when old boy came through, he had seen somebody who had jumped him. He didn't ever say if he had got jumped in the streets or whatever, you know, or in the jail or whatever. He just, you know, he said, "Hey, yeah, I got one." So he's talking to his homies right there, whoever he already knew the dudes. telling those dudes to stand around him while he's slipping up out of these chains. And so then he's with his back up against the door to go out. So then once he takes the chains off, he starts walking towards the dude. And the only thing he said was, yeah, nigga, remember me? Remember me, nigga? Y'all jump me. So now when he say that, of course, the dudes that's close passing by him, dudes are starting to get up and kind of get out the way. The dude who he's talking to, he just said, hey, homie, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. He said, yeah, yeah. And he just started smacking that dude with that hard-ass chain, man. I'm talking about going across that dude's head, his face. Bam! Bam! He was slapping him, homie. It was a vicious, cold beating. And like I say, keep in mind that this is early in the morning, so you got the other sheriffs. They're outside. They're shackling other dudes, putting dudes up in tanks and stuff. And plus, we're like in a big solid cell. It's not like you're in like a holding tank with bars. So the only reason they're gonna notice if they come over there to call somebody out, for us to start going to court and line it up against the wall or whatever, man. And I'm telling you, man, when I say he beat that dude with that chain, he must have beat that dude for at least a minute, 30 seconds, 30, 45 seconds, man. The dude is screaming and hollering, ah, deputy, deputy. And dude tell him, shut up. You wouldn't holler when you was jumping me. He's smacking him. Man, it was a vicious thing, man, to see that dude, whoop that dude with that chain. It was cold because like I said, you in a jail setting, so you can't say nothing, man. So eventually he got up off the dude and came back to where his homeboys was. They laughing and giggling, and maybe about 5 or 10 minutes later, the sheriffs came. They called people out for court. I just so happened to be one of the dudes, so I stepped out and went on to court, man. But that was one of the most vicious beatings that I seen the dude get. Like I say, the chain is real. Those chains is super thick, man. I would say at least maybe a ½ inch to 2 inches, man. And yeah, he whipped that dude pretty bad. Now, the second story that I got, this takes place in Marietta. This was right after I got into the fight. I don't know if you guys seen the story that I was talking about. I got into a fight. The name of the story is Chill versus Supervisor. So that was in a cell. So they end up moving me and putting me back in the dorm, which is where I wanted to be. So now when you come in the dorm, like I say, once again, it's a sliding glass door that lets you in. Now, maybe about 10 or 15 feet ahead of you is, I forget how many rows of tables so we can go and eat, some metal tables. Right to the left, it's diagonal, maybe about 10 or 15 feet from that door is 2 more tables, and those tables we would use to like write letters, to eat soups or whatever. Right in front of those tables was like a sink setting where you could go and get hot water, for the soups, for your coffee and stuff like that. To the right of that, they had a TV. Then kind of like up under the TV, they had the TV posted up on the wall. And then up under the TV, they had these 2 big vending machines that we could use to get like soups, toothpaste, chips, cookies, toothbrush, combs, magic shave, razors, stuff like that. And how that would work is your family would put money on your card. And money on the books, and they would give you a little card. You would swipe the card through the machine, and then you'd get what you want or whatever like that. And so now, when you come through the door, all the way in the back, that's where they had the bunk beds at. Like I said, this was the dorm setting, so we had bunk beds, and it maybe was, I don't know, maybe about 40 or 50 feet of bunk beds, upstairs, downstairs, and normally it would only be from anywhere from 8 to 10 black dudes up in there. If we had 12 or 14, we consider ourselves deep. It was upstairs, downstairs. Now, when you come through that big sliding glass door and you walk maybe, like I say, 25 feet, back to the wall to where all the bunks is, all the blacks, we slept in the back. We slept in the far right, and then next to us, they had the white dudes, and it was maybe about, I don't know, 15, 20 of those dudes, and then the rest of them was Pisces. Okay, so now, down there next to us, there was a big old fat dude, a real big dude. I would probably say about maybe 6'3", 6'4", probably 270, 80 pounds, big old fat dude. And he slept on the bottom. He had a bunkie, but he snored real loud, depending on, sometimes it was louder than others, but he was a big snorer. Now, it was some dudes in there with me. Lewis White claimed that he was the first dude to be charged with 3 strikes in Riverside County. I don't know how true that is, but that's what he said. There's another dude by the name of Patrick Livingston. think it was this dude by the name of Earl from Tustin. A few other dudes up in there, but those are the only names that I can remember. It was another dude up in there. This wasn't his real name, but this is what we had started calling him. We had started calling him Pooter, because he used to fart all night. You know, he was old ex-crackhead who would come in there, you know, he'd eat, he'd get whoever wasn't drinking their milks, he'd drink their milks and just basically be in the bed all day for the most part, just sleeping and farting. So somebody started calling him Pooter or whatever. So one night we over there, you know, we in at a certain amount, at a certain time of the night, they would make us, we'd have to get out of the day room and then we'd have to go to our bunks. The day room would be closed down. So we over there on our bunks, chilling, talking, playing cards or whatever. So a white dude comes over there, a younger white dude, man, he's probably about, I don't know, 5'9", real skinny. He comes over there to talk to the big dude. He's like, hey, dude, what's going on, bro? Hey, man, what's up with that fucking money you owe me, dude? And the big dude was like, hey, fucking bro, man, I'm working on it, man. I told you, man. And the other dude, the skinny dude, was like, yeah, bro, 'cause, you know, that's fucked up, dude. When I fucking lost, I fucking paid, man. When I win, I fucking want to get paid. And the big dude was like, yeah, bro, fuck, man, I told you, dude. I thought I had money on there. I'm fucking working on it. So what happened was this. At some point in time, I guess they had been out playing poker or whatever. So the big dude lost. So now when he goes to pay the items or whatever, or give the younger dude what he won, he didn't have no money on his books. And so that's what they was going on, you know, back and forth about. Now this went on for a couple days, you know. So now one day, the dude, about maybe 2 days later, because the young dude, he still haven't got paid. So he comes down there with another dude, you know, a little taller than him. And so he's like, what's up with that fucking money? And I can't remember the big dude's name. They used to call him Big something. I can't remember what it was. But he's like, hey, what's up with that fucking money? You know, and the dude's like, I told you I'm fucking working on it. He's like, well, you know, it's been several days, dude. I fucking need my money. He said, hey, man, I fucking told you I'm working on it. So now, but the younger dude, of course, you can hear the frustration in his voice. He's a little frustrated or whatever. So during the conversation, at some point in time, the big dude said, who the fuck you think you're fucking talking to, man? I fucking told you. So now the young dude is walking up on him, and the big dude, he didn't hit him, but he like he mushed him. He grabbed his face and pushed him in his face. Told him, hey, man, you better fucking be respectful, man. I fucking told you, man. I'm fucking working on it. And so the young dude was obviously upset. He was like, okay, all right, man, all right. So him and the other dude, they walk off. So I would say maybe about 2 or 3 nights later, you know, we're chilling. One of the brothers or whatever came over there and told us, hey, you guys, the Woods got something going on tonight, man. So try to stay up because they're going to handle it over here in the bed area. Because like I say, where we slept, it was way to the right. It was kind of out of the view if the police happen to be watching. But late at night, they wouldn't be sitting in that little cubicle anyway. They just come through there periodically. So we was all trying to stay up, you know. Of course, we staying up because we want to see what's going on, and we also want to be out the way, you know. So now, like I say, they waiting for the big dude to go to sleep. So every now and then, you know, one dude would maybe like walk down there and kind of check and see if the big dude was asleep. Because like I said, he snored a lot. So most of the time you could hear him. Most of the time he was snoring real loud or whatever. So periodically dude would come down there, you know, make an excuse maybe to walk in that area, act like he was talking to somebody or whatever, one of the white dudes, but he's really looking to see if the big dude is asleep. So I guess, of course, all the white dudes knew that this dude was getting ready to get his issue or whatever. So like I say, we up, it's getting later and later. At some point in time, he finally fall asleep. Now, so all of us, the dude comes down there, he gives a signal, like, you know, like with his hand, like letting us know that, you know, they fish to come handle their business. Now, all the brothers, we all get out the way with the exception of Pooter. You know, Pooter stayed, he was sleeping. Now, Pooter stayed, he didn't sleep right next to this dude anyway. He slept like maybe 3 or 4, you know, bunks down or whatever. So like I said, we had already gave the dude a heads up. So he got in his bed and went to sleep. So we didn't wake his ass up. So anyway, we get out the way. So now the young dude that he owes the money to, he comes down there, but it's 3 of them now. It's him, the dude he came with a couple of nights before, and they got another one. Now the other dude they come with, we got these cups in there, these insulated cups where we can put hot water and make coffee and soup or whatever. He's got a cup in his hand. So now, how it works is the bunk beds. The bunk beds is now you're supposed to enter they call it the driveway. You're supposed to enter from from the right. Excuse me, yeah, from the right side, and you go in the person's driveway. That way you're face to face. The driveway behind him is the next person's driveway. So, but like I said, we all up out of there. All the blasting kind of like got more to the back. You know, we out of the way. So now the dude with the cup, he comes behind. The fat dude is sleeping. He's sleeping on his right side. So he's looking, he's facing left. So the dude comes behind him, the dude in the cup. Dude grabs his blanket because he had his blanket over his head. The dude pulls his blanket off and throws the hot liquid in him. So when he hit with the liquid, the fat dude jumps up. He jumps up. And when he jumps up, he's trying to jump out of the bed. He hits his head, or when he's trying to stand up, on the top of the bunk. Now, once he did that, the other two dudes, they just went to attacking him. They punching him. Bing, 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 bing. They attacking him. But now, I don't know. At that point in time, I didn't realize one of the dudes had some razors melted in the toothbrush or a comb or a pencil or something. He's slashing the dude, but like I say, from my vantage point and our vantage point, only thing we can see, it looks like they only bing, 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 bing. Now the fat dude, like I say, they didn't hit the water. They didn't threw the hot water on him, so he's hollering like, fuck, what's going on? What's going on? And they own it. Now the dude that he owes the money to, he's saying, pay your fucking debts, pay your fucking debts, pay your fucking debts. So now they own him. Bing, 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 bing. So now he balls up and he runs to the back of like the bunk beds to where he's sleeping. So now he's cornered himself in against the wall. Now the other two dudes, they're on him, and the good thing is it's not much space. They really can't get him. The other dude that threw the water, he didn't crawl on the bunk, and he's like trying to snatch him and pull the guy down. But now the big dude he ain't putting up no fight, nothing. He's just, like up against the wall, and the other dudes, they own him. They're punching him, cutting him, all this and that. So after a while, maybe about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, they finally get up off him. And so, like I say, the big dude he's screaming and he's hollering. The dudes, they run back down to where the rest of the white dudes is hanging out at. So now he sits back on the bunk. He's like, fuck, dude, fuck. So he grabs the sheet and he puts the sheet up against his face. When he puts the sheet up against his face, he holds it there for a while and looks at it. That's when I realized that they didn't cut him with something or whatever. So then eventually he goes upstairs to the bathroom. He takes the sheet upstairs to the bathroom, and he's dabbing on his face. So a few minutes later, he comes back downstairs. In Riverside County, they would give us these white property boxes, to put our property in, because we didn't have any no lockers and stuff like that. So he ends up grabbing his property. And he walks across the little day room and to the front, to that sliding glass door. It's like a little intercom thing. So he goes over there, he hits the intercom, he says something, maybe I've been attacked, I got to get up out of here, whatever. And maybe about 2 or 3 minutes later, they open up, he walked out. Maybe about 10 or 15 minutes later, they turned on all the lights. About 7 or 8, COs and sheriffs came up in there, or whatever they call, had us all line up, look at our hands, all that old type of shit. And that was the only thing that came up out of that. So, like I say, that was one of the things that I learned early, and that was in the county jail. And of course, gambling ain't cool. If you're unable to pay, then you shouldn't be gambling or whatever. And so, like I say, man, they hopped on old boy pretty heavy. I know y'all be liking the impressions. I couldn't really go deep into the impressions today. I got a cold. But y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.